Good afternoon. I am at the edge of despair, but uh, all right. First off, I want to address something that was said to me about my last video. I always get nasty comments, and I'm working on not freaking out about them, but I actually blocked this person because she was calling me a perpetrator and saying that I need to take responsibility for my crappy life and stop blaming unseen forces. And that got me thinking about a lot of things. But, you guys don't know me, most of you. I mean, not in person. And there are people who do know me in person who will tell you that I tried so hard to do the right thing for so many years. I worked like a ferocious tiger to come home to my son for so many years. I worked like a badass bitch to get my life together, to get a job, to do the right thing. And this was before I got really sick. But my point is, they will tell you that I spent 10 years almost trying so hard to do, quote, the right thing. And that the world, not for nothing, but you see that little mole-like thing there that didn't used to be there. And my son has one in the exact same spot. Markers. Anyway, I tried very hard to do the right thing, and it always went blow up in smoke in my face. And so those of you who are judging me by the past few years really should just shut up, because I've done so many wrong things, but I've also done a lot of right things. I've helped a lot of people on here, and I am so sick right now. We think we have COVID. I have not had a sense of taste in 5 days, which helps with not eating, but I don't normally eat that much anyhow, but I don't feel like eating when I can't taste anything. So I there's so much I want to say right now. We're waiting on our test results, and people are on me for that too. Oh, how could you get the COVID testing? There's rice and whatever on those swabs. You know what? Number one, everything that people attack me with, they learned from the internet. Every single thing. And I want to address targeted individuals for a second, because I need to ask you guys something, the rest of you. I have labeled myself that for 8 years. But I need to ask you something. All these people that are going around saying, oh, they have the new weapons. Oh, they're, and I'll probably get censored for saying this stuff, whatever. But all these people that are saying this stuff in the targeted groups, etc., where did you learn about it? Like, the weaponry, I've had gang stalking in person when I lived in the city. I know what that is. I know what street theater is. I know all of that. I've even had somebody get paid $500 to say something in my face that they didn't even know me, but it was something real personal that would have affected me, I know about all that, but as far as anything beyond that, the stuff they do at your house when you get sick, oh, they turned on my bronchitis, oh, they flipped out my light switch, oh, they moved my medicine. My question is, where did neural remote monitoring, the virtual rape, I'm not denying any of it, but I'm asking a question. Did any of you learn any of that off the internet, or was it all online? I got accused. I so want to tell this story about my almost trip to Mexico. I'm just in the mood. I had been the website called Unguru Your Life. I really don't give a crap if she sees this. Melanie Perez Peterson is the name of the person who came into my life and offered to help me, told me about her site, offered me a job there when I got well. But she was going to take me to see the now deceased Michael Chapala. I had been on the phone with him, and he said, wow, Trish, wow. Like, when he heard my story, he wanted me to come immediately. So she booked these airplane tickets and bought me clothing that would fit. which I never got because we parted ways. But all of a sudden, she just got nasty. And I introduced her to several people, several brilliant people. And it was almost like the person was attempting to find the bad ones and expose them, but she neglected to realize there's good people in the world too. And she interviewed me, said she was going to use it as a Morgellons documentary. And yes, I do have proof of this on text messages, which can't be deleted. They're printed out. Anyway, and I'm not saying anything slanderous. I'm telling the truth exactly as it happened. She interviewed me on this Zoom conference for a Morgellons documentary she was recording, and I knew that. And I answered her questions, and all of a sudden, she said to me that I needed to immediately delete my Facebook. And when I hesitated, that's when she turned nasty. And she said that she was actually going to use my video for an example of internet psychosis, and it didn't matter whether I consented or not. This woman made me feel like I had hope. When you talk to her, it's like she says exactly what you need to, what your spirit needs to hear in order to keep going, you know? And I knew in my soul, I knew she was faking some of it, but it doesn't matter. I'm only saying this because the day before I was supposed to go see Michael is when he was supposedly murdered. And all I know is I went outside and I said, God, if you don't want me to go to Mexico, then stop me. And the man died. When my godmother and her husband, who was involved sexually for 11 years, not something I wanted, by the way, they were on their way here, and I went outside and I said, God, if you don't want him to come here, then stop him. 5 minutes later, he had congestive heart failure. On the way here, his heart stopped and he had to be life flighted home. So I'm learning to watch how I pray. But I guess I'm just trying to figure out, you know, if there's any truth to what she said. She was an ass about it, but I'm not admitting to psychosis in any way. I usually just went by what I experienced, and if I happened to find the same things online, I gravitated toward that. Now, maybe there was people that was lying to me and just saying what I wanted to hear, but like, for example, when I first got sick, I had something explode in my midsection. It went 10 different directions, hot, sticky liquid on the inside. Cysts were popping up here. I'd feel this liquid running down my face, but I'd reach up to wipe it. There was nothing there because it was on the inside. And by the way, Melanie, if you do see this, I forgive you. I trusted you, and, you know, we all live and learn. I wish you well. Anyway, I'm not going to go into that whole story because it's no point. It's not worth my time. But what I will say is be careful who you trust. People have parts. People have healed parts. People have broken parts. People have parts they hate them. Like, I mean, we all have these parts that have been shattered by trauma. And, you know, in my opinion, the psychology people will take the data down. Well, guess who has access to that data? The military, the government, people you don't want seeing it have access to your personal files, whether you believe it or not. I studied psychology for 5 years. I know what I'm talking about. Plus, I learned it the hard way. And my father got angry at me when I left home for a couple of days a few weeks ago, and I had collected over 5 years these huge shelves full of the herbs that I needed. I was keeping them for when I detoxed completely. That way I would have herbs that would be able to be absorbed by my body, because when you're full of crap, and I don't just mean literally, but when you're when you have toxins and metals and things in your body, it's real difficult, if not impossible, for the herbs to penetrate your organs. So I was keeping all this stuff on shelves for when I got better, and I had a separate shelf line for actual detoxing herbs. I mean, like, you can see this and say what you want, but I'm eating nothing hardly, and I think I'd red beets, and so much of this is swelling. I had lost 17 pounds overnight before because of taking water pills. Like, this is, you can see. Oh, and I do this for the past 5 years. Here's this. Look at this. I'm just at my wit's end. Anyway, when I left, my father went in there and threw out all my herbs. That really triggered my PTSD, because that was my safety net. And some may say, hey, it's a good thing they're gone. That way you don't have to stress about it. I felt safe with them there. It's not that I trust the herbs more than God, but I know He gave us those herbs, and some of those herbs came directly from God to me because I prayed for them. And now I'm lost. I'm not lost, but now I've lost all of them. And that's thousands of dollars worth of herbs that I can't replace because I can't afford it. And my dad won't even say he's sorry. Well, you shouldn't have left, he says. Yeah, but he's still responsible for his actions. I was an idiot and left, but he was a bigger idiot, and he destroyed so much. Like my brand new neem oil and castor oil bottles gone. All the tinctures from Crystal Trip gone. All the stuff from Lynette gone. I have a bag of Praziquantel. When I got sick again, I was taking that Pear Cleanse. I stopped taking it after 3 days because of it. I got this sickness on me after that, and I thought it was from the Pear Cleanse until my dad was sick as well. So I'm hoping that either when I was gone, or my dad drives a lot of people around that don't give a crap about. I mean, I don't wear masks either unless I'm forced to, but point is, they very easily could have had COVID and spread it to us, and now I just think that's what this is, because I've never had this kind of sickness, especially with the loss of smell and taste. So anyway, I was going to put castor oil on my nose, and I can't do that now. Yarrow A to Z. My mom's caregiver was so sweet. She came in and she alphabetized everything from A to Z. I'm sorry. It's just, I don't know what to do. I can't get that stuff back, and I've been fighting this Lyme and Morgellons for years, and then this parasite from hell, and it honestly feels like a squid sat on your head, wrapped his tentacles around, and like complete with chin strap, like a metal helmet. I don't know what to do. And if anybody wants to help me get the herbs back, you just read the description. I'm not even going to ask. I'm too tired. My body hurts, and I am trying to speak life over every cell in my body and command it to heal, and just speak love and light and stuff. And it's really hard. My dad sits here in the dark, shaking and cold, and he won't go to the doctor. And I don't know what I'm supposed to do. That's basically what I'm saying. So I love my description, because I study etymology, and etymology usually had a native word attached to it. It was Wanhope. 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 That was the native word for despair in the 1300s. Because despair, I'll read it to you. Despair naturally destroys courage and stops all effort, but may produce a new kind of courage and fierce activity founded upon the sense that there's nothing worse to be feared. In this, despair is akin to desperation, which is an active state and always tends to produce a furious struggle against adverse circumstances, even when the situation is utterly hopeless. And that has to be us. So if we have to get to despair to get to fierce activity, then so be it, because I am not going to sit back and let this kill me. I am going to get well, and I'm going to help others, because that's my purpose on earth. And I'm sick and tired of everything and everyone trying to stop me with their words and their actions. Thank you to those of you who have been sweet and kind and loving. I appreciate you more than you will ever know. The Creator will bless you. People talk about karma and stuff, but it's usually real bitter people that say that. God will repay. Vengeance is His. Lastly, does anyone know anything about this lithium orotate? How this differs from regular lithium, and if this works? Very small dose. It's 5 milligrams per capsule, but I figured there might be somebody out there who knows about it. I feel like making a series of small videos, because I'm not capable of sitting here for very long. And those of you who want to say that it's my fault what's happened to me, you better read my article. I should put that in a comment at the end of this, and I think I will. Because if you think I'm some piece of shit that's done nothing to stop their situation, go to the comment. I'm going to leave the first comment, and it's going to be what's happened to me in the past 8 years. I didn't even redo my article since 2014. The only difference is that that Patty that's in the thing is no longer in the picture. But other than that, that stuff is what happened to me real time. That's why I left disjointed like that, because I was writing it as it was happening and scaring the shit out of me. I mean, they had me to a point where I was crapping and peeing in public places. I had to carry a plastic bag with me and a change of clothes because every time I went out, I'd lose control of my bowels and bladder at the same time. And it was like I was being prepared for death, like being emptied of my natural substances and filled with chemicals and then called alive. I have to go. Have a great day. I love you guys. I really do.